Here we go, back with another episode of the Hey BigHead Show. I have to give everybody at home, the audience, a little bit of a heads up. Brian is not behind the board today. We switched it up a little bit. We have Garrett behind the board. Garrett, how you doing over there, buddy?
We're good.
Yeah, you feeling good back there?
Yeah, we're doing great. How are you today?
I'm lovely. We don't have a camera on Garrett because Brian doesn't like a camera on himself. He's camera shy, I guess, but we're working on that.
That'll change.
We'll get there.
That'll change.
But I'll tell you who we do have a camera on. That's our lovely guest, Dana June. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you. Thank you for having me, inviting me. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Oh, we're going to have some fun.
I'm so excited.
So Dana just wrote a book called How to Cocktale, a money manifesto for the service industry. I was in the service industry for almost half my life.
Really?
So this book definitely resonates with me. I wish I had this book when I was like 19, 20.
Right.
And just between us girls, I think everybody should be in the service industry at least once in their life. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. 6 months.
At least 6 months, yes. Because you at least get an understanding of what it's like. You get a little bit more respect for the work that actually goes into it. And you can tell a lot about a person based on how they treat their wait staff and the hosting and all that stuff.
I agree. Absolutely. So I think it's one of the things you can even teach it in school too. Like I think that they used to teach like home education and all those.
Sure.
I think that these are like one of the very foundational things. Retail too.
I
Ironically enough, retail, I think everyone needs 6 months there.
Have you worked in retail?
I have.
Yeah?
But just a very, very small time.
What'd you sell?
Clothes. I worked at the South Outlet Mall over here
Were you a greeter?
at Sean John.
Sean John. What's the latest clearance items on Sean John?
That was years ago. That was
was
before I got in the service industry. But
Would you say, hi, welcome to Sean John, I'm Dana June? Is that what you're...
right, I would love to assist you.
I'd love to assist you. Can I interest you in some jeans? That would be
Or some baby oil.
some baby oil. Wow, I love that. That's fantastic. So I want to get to know a little bit more about you before we jump into the book. You're born and raised in Vegas, or where are you from?
So I was born in Oceanside, California.
Oside.
So, but I moved out here when I was 4 years old. So I'm a Vegas native. I love Vegas. I love the city. I claim it. Pretty much raised out here. Was in the service industry for about a decade. So as you know, high pressure, high income, cash tips. And I just saw a lot of patterns. I worked at the same company for 10 years, but worked in different outlets and just saw the same mentalities between the girls that I was working with. And I just thought this would be a helpful tool for them.
It was a franchise that you worked at? Or you said you worked...
It's one of the casinos out here.
I gotcha. Oh, one of those. I see. Gotcha. So you were there for over a decade, but tell me a little bit more about your education, because I'm very interested by this.
Oh, sure. So I went to UNLV for my undergrad, and I got a bachelor's in business management. I paid for school completely out of pocket in the service industry, serving drinks, cocktails. Like every month I was paying, I think, $900 for my undergrad. And then when I finished in 2021, everyone's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I didn't know. So I went to school again, and I just got my master's MBA, and it has a focus in hospitality and tourism. I got it from Washington State University because the company I work for doesn't work with school schedules, so I had to do it online.
Well done. Cougars, right?
Go Cougs.
Go Cougars. Love that for you. What attracted you to want to take it the next step further?
So growing up, my ideal job was always to climb up the service ladder corporate America as far as hostess, server, manager, GM, vice president, president, CEO. I wanted the upward mobility. I thought the best managers, I still think this, but have experience as well as education. I think that working in the industry, education isn't something that is favored, I will say. Experience is more so favored in who you know. So I wanted to have both. And while I was getting my bachelor's, I realized it doesn't make sense for me to take a pay cut and go into management while I'm paying for school. So I paid for school out of pocket, still cocktailed. Pandemic hit 2021 or 2020. And I was still in my undergrad and everything shut down. The company I was working for was still paying me, thankfully.
Love that.
I wasn't on unemployment. So I was living the dream. I was at home. My mom was cooking dinner. I was seeing my friends whenever, and I was getting paid. So in hindsight, I was thinking, oh, this is kind of like what passive income is. If you were just getting paid to do nothing, to do what you want to do. So I kind of redirected my goals and I wanted financial freedom. And I think that that's when I started digging into that and studying tax strategy and working on becoming free as opposed to having the power that comes with the positions that I wanted.
Do you feel like you learn more through school or learn more through experience and trial and error? Take your time.
I would say you learn more through experience. However, I think the way that my brain works and the way I trained my muscle, if the brain is a muscle, I'm sorry if it's not, but the way that school prepped me for life, I think is very necessary as well. So I do think both are important and are necessary, but I see why experience
Absolutely.
it trumps it.
It absolutely does. The more you learn through trial and error, the faster you can get to where you want to be and have that experience. Well, I'll say this all the time. I've been doing this digital marketing thing for about 16 years now, and I didn't really go to school for it. I went to school I thought I was going to be a restaurant manager my whole life. So I went for business management. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Little did I know that was not the case at all. But so much of what I learned is through just diving into it. And the only downfall I would say is because I didn't have any peers that I could look to. I had people that knew, business. I had people that knew how to be a manager, but none really specifically for digital marketing. I didn't really have a guide. So unfortunately, there was too much trial and error. I feel like I probably should have been a little bit further along if I had like an education to say, hey, this is what you would do as a digital marketer first, second, third. So again, just kind of learned it through trial and error, but to each their own. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm sure you're very happy with where you are.
I am very happy. And I think that the trial and error, like you can say you'd be further along, but in hindsight, like you needed that. That's all part of it. So something that I'm with this whole book and the rollout of it, the post office has been just the best learning curve of my life. I've been to the post office maybe 6 times for the same thing, just trying to get a P.O. box, standing in the wrong line. And it's so frustrating over stuff, like the smallest things. But then in my head, I'm just like, it's the learning curve.
Sure.
Like it's part of the process.
It's part of the process.
Yeah. And you would think, it should just be easy. I should just go one time, but it is really all part of the process. And you can study business theory, you can study Amazon, you can study Apple, but until you're actually running a business and actually in it, it's totally different.
Well said. Garrett, write that down.
Noted.
Thank you. How do you even get started writing a book? What's the first steps? Because I have so many ideas, but I would never think about how to write a book. So somebody that has experience, be my guider. Be my guide and tell me how to get started writing a book.
So it's so funny. I think that if you want to write a book, you will know that you have to write a book because there's just something in you like, I have to get this out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, people need to know this, like without a doubt. So I went through Amazon, KDP, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
So over 10 years, I've just experienced the same patterns. You have these grown women in $95 spray tans, $200 eyelashes, and driving Mercedes and BMWs.
Sure.
But they're fighting over $20 tables. And you're just like, this doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So after years of patterns, I realized I wanted to write the book. I actually have in my journal of July 2024, write the book, have the title in it and everything. I just was so consumed with work that I never did. And recently in November, I just got suspended from my job that I was at for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started word vomiting the book.
Sure.
I just had all the time. The book really took me 13 days to get everything that I wanted in
That's
it.
great.
Because it's just over the past 10 years, I knew what I wanted to say in it. I knew how I wanted it to be. And then obviously I hired like 2 editors, and then publishing and all that took some time. But it was just very fast. I would say more so like the shipping and the post office has been the hardest part.
That's crazy. Out of everything, you're publishing a book, you're writing a book, you're doing all this. The post office is their biggest enemy right now. Who would have thought? I hate to break it to you, but maybe you know this. Do you know there's a typo on your title? Did you know it's spelled incorrectly? Is that on purpose, or what? Because you spelled it. How do you spell it? Cocktale.
I do spell it wrong. So
what happened?
In my journal, I actually have it spelled correctly, and I changed it because it's kind of a play on the job itself. Because like how to cocktail, you don't really need a a guide to how to cocktail. You go up to the table, take the order, ring in the order,
Sure.
drop the drinks off. So I kind of changed it because it's a tale. It's a story in a sense. And so ideally, I want to have multiple versions of this story. I want to dive deeper into it. A lot of feedback I've gotten is, you don't really tell us what to invest in. And I'm like, yeah, because it's not really an investment book. It's more of a foundation book. It's building that mentality. I think of my framework as kind of like a pyramid, and this is like the bottom of the pyramid, the foundation, which is your mentality, your emergency funds and stuff like that, rather than just jumping right into investing.
Love that. See, Garrett, I told you it was on purpose. You owe me $10.
We never shook hands.
We'll talk about this later, Garrett. Is Dana June your real name or is that a pen name?
Dana June is my name. Dana is my first name. June is my middle name. So it is my name. I'm going by it now. I'm dropping my last name and doing Dana June, so I guess, but it is my name.
I like that name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who are you named after? Or the June part? Who is the June part named after?
So ironically enough, my birthday is in June, but I'm not named after that. My grandpa is a junior, and we call him June. So I'm named after that. My grandma's name is Digna. So Dana is kind of a version of that. So Dana June.
Are you close with your family?
Super close with my family. I'm an only child though, but I have a big family.
You're an only child, so you're probably the favorite in the family and the extended family though, right? Probably, more than likely.
They'll probably be watching this. So
yes, they are.
I think I am the favorite, but I'm the first grandchild. And I don't know. I just think that I grew up with the family the most. I think the younger kids, they kind of got more of a privileged life. So
I'm going to fill you in on a little secret. I'm also the first grandchild. The first grandchild is always the favorite.
it is.
I know you're being modest right now. I know you don't want to come out and say it on the Hey Big Head show, but I'm telling you right now, you're the first grandchild. You didn't get into any drama growing up. You were a good kid, I'm assuming. You're the favorite.
I am the favorite.
For sure. All right, so you kind of covered how you got started, but what was like the linchpin for saying like I finally need to write this book? Was it getting suspended? Is that what it was a blessing in disguise, pretty much?
It definitely was a blessing in disguise. It gave me the free time to actually write the book. I don't think there was maybe one certain thing that I was like, I have to write this book. I think it was just decades and decades of seeing these women in the same financial situations as they were when I first started, and just having the scarcity mindset. I just wanted to help. My long-term mission is reform of the service industry through education. So this is like the first step of it.
It's a money manifesto for the service industry. Is it just for people in the service industry?
So I started as marketing to the service industry because that's my target market. That's what I know. However, through writing this book and through the feedback I've received, I know it's for people with inconsistent money. So like Uber drivers, barbers, entrepreneurs. I really talk mindset in this book. It's not really how to make more money. So I do think the book could apply to everyone. I do talk about gratitude in it. So there are principles in it that apply to everyone. I talk about financial things that I don't do, such as like co-signing people. I think that's applicable to a lot of different industries. So I say the service industry as a way to make my credibility, because obviously I was in the service industry, but this applies to anyone with inconsistent money, anyone with trying to get into financial education. I consider it like a starter book.
I get that. I love that. We obviously have done a lot of research on you. We've watched past episodes of podcasts you've done.
I think I saw your guy on my Instagram.
He's probably creeping.
Yeah,
checking it
my views.
One of the things that I really liked on one of the podcasts that you've done is you have a favorite line in your book. It's chapter 3, sentence 1. And what does that say?
I love money.
I love money. I think that's a perfect... I know you're not big into selling merch, but if you would ever have like those, do you remember those Stone Cold Steve Austin, like Austin 316 shirts?
Yes.
Dana June 3 verse 1. That's what you need. And then and then on the back you have How to Cocktale, Money Manifesto. People are going to be like, what is that all about? And then that's a first creative type of merchandise that you can
I love that. I love that. I will definitely look into that. A lot of people have been telling me they want merch, and I'm like,
make it happen.
I want education.
We'll get there. You need awareness too.
Yes.
You want people to be intrigued and interested, especially because it seems like the book is, like you mentioned, it's an introductory to, being financially smart. A majority of the people, especially me, when I was 20 years old, I knew nothing about financial literacy at all. And I think that the people that you're targeting, if they are in their early 20s, late teens, their attention span is so short. You have to capture their attention. You have to gain their interest. And you only have that short window to really stay in there before they start, fading away or thinking about something else. Work on some creative marketing, like merchandise. Do that.
Yeah, I like that too. And knowing that my target market was younger people who are constantly doom scrolling.
Sure.
I purposely made the book very short chapters, very conversational. That was intentional. I could make a finance book and put everything I learned in my education in it, but it's going to be boring and nobody's going to listen to it. So.
I mean, the perfect example is just short form content on social media. Anything longer than a minute, chances are you're going to lose their interest.
I know.
It's unfortunate. That's the way it's going. And it's unfortunate that we have to adapt how we sell our products, how we sell our services or promote ourselves. But that's just the way it is sometimes.
I know.
So talk to 20-year-old Andrew when he's just getting in the restaurant business. He's a scrawny busboy from Boston who's now working at Lucky Strike Lanes. And I know zero about saving money or at least being financially smart. What's one piece of advice that you would give for me that I can find in that book if I'm 20 years old or 20-year-old Dana June? You tell me.
One of my big things is I would just say work as much as you can. You're very young. This is the most able you'll be in your life. So just get in the habit of working. The more you work now, the less you will have to work later. And then I would also say just not to fall into like the traps that the industry has, such as going out every night or social media traps that they have, the upgrading of the lifestyles. Just know that you're playing the long-term game and have that mindset from the very beginning.
Is that what you fell into when you were that age?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I started out my company at 18 years old. And I'm working around these girls that have been there since the opening of the casino. And, they've got these big rocks on their fingers. Oh, I'm just here for the insurance. Like, I don't need the money. So I was always like, oh, that's how life will be after you cocktail for a couple years.
Yeah.
But then you realize they're still acting like that. And they're in so much debt. And they're arguing over these tables, protecting their shifts, fighting over policies. And it was just all backwards. So it took me the pandemic, I think I realized that this is like all a scam. When I was in grad school, I actually deleted my social media. I was off of it for 3 years to focus.
Good for you.
And I think that taking that out of my life and realizing it's not real and building my own life, living my own life in real life, now I'm able to use social media to my advantage as opposed to using it as like comparison or feeling like I'm behind in a certain sense.
Take me through your mindset. You finish the book. You have the 2 editors that you give it to. They give the green light. Everything's ready to go. What's going through your mind from, okay, we're ready to get this out and published, to actually getting it out? Like, what was it, like a sense of relief, or was it a sense of happiness, or what did you feel when you finally got the green light to get it out and even saw it for the first time on Amazon?
Probably like debilitating anxiety.
I love how nonchalant you were about that. That sounds so lovely and delightful.
Yes, that's what it was. I think that when you are completing something, especially when you're right about to finish it, you are like, oh my God, I'm here. It's like a pinch me moment. It's like, okay, there's really no turning back. You've already promoted it. You've already said you're dropping it. So, and then I think it's just that wanting it to be perfect and like constantly rereading the book and making sure like this is it. And I just had to trust myself and trust that this is something I have worked on for over 10 years. It's not just something that came into fruition out of nothing. So,
do you ever have self-doubt or like feel like you have like second guess the progress that you've made? Do you feel like you're comparing it to other people? What do you feel like when you have the moment, if you have moments of like doubting yourself? Because I have those often too.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely have imposter syndrome.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you. I was looking so hard for that. I was trying to talk more and more, and I couldn't figure out the damn phrase. So thank you. Imposter syndrome. Yes.
So imposter syndrome, definitely. I think I have achieved so much in my life, and as soon as I achieve something, I go and achieve something else. So I've never really sat in, like, you're actually educated. You actually have the credentials to do these things. And I think that because I also look very young, so when I go into rooms, I don't I feel like I constantly have to prove myself in that situation. And I'm getting to a point where I trust myself. I know who I am and all the work that I've put in. But yeah, definitely I have imposter syndrome, and like it makes me overcompensate and have to prove my credentials in a sense and talk about my education. But I always say my biggest credential isn't my education. It's the fact that I'm living in what I'm preaching. So
you're exuding confidence right now. It's like hitting me in the face.
Stop.
Where did you get this from? Is it your parents that you get this from? Is it something you're born with?
I don't know, maybe therapy.
Therapy's fantastic. Therapy does wonders for people.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's something I'm very passionate about. Financial education and making the industry better through everyone having a more stable life is just something I care about. I was complacent. I was very happy being in the industry and playing the long-term game, working 20 years and saving up a certain amount, having that in investments, and then that paid me out.
How do people get this book? Tell us how all of our listeners get this book.
So it's available on my Shopify. It's danajune.myshopify.com. The link is on my website or on my Instagram. June.allyear is my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
If you DM me, I always respond, usually if it's about the book and talking about that too. So if you're watching this podcast and you DM me, I will offer you free shipping.
Love that. Look at that little insider info, a little BigHead insider info.
So there you go. Just let me know. Just message me, hey, BigHead Show.
Love
and then free shipping.
Is it on Kindle yet?
It is not on Kindle. It is on Amazon. It is available, but Amazon takes 40%
of the Kindle sales
of the book sales.
Of the book sales.
Yeah, so that's why I market through Shopify or through like me.
Why haven't we gone to Kindle? Or why don't you have the downloaded version?
I know I want to, or the audio. I really want to work on the audiobook because it is a conversation with me, and I think that if you actually hear how I'm talking to you,
yes,
it'll be a lot better.
Dana, we need to make this an audiobook like right now. Garrett, stop recording. We're stopping this episode, and we're just going to do a voiceover for the whole book. That sounds incredible.
That's the whole podcast.
That's what we need. Oh
love
my God.
that.
That's fantastic. We're excited for you. And I'm it just came out in January, right?
January 11th, 111. I purposely did that.
At one, is it 11:11?
At 11:11, I did.
Love that.
Yes.
See, we did our research on it. We make sure we knew. So what's next for your writing career? Because you mentioned you want to have more stories, or you have more tales to tell.
I do. So I have a bunch of stories of like how I want to go about it, but the most feedback I've gotten was, you're not telling me what to invest in. So I think that people are looking for a deeper dive into that. Mm-hmm. So I think that'll probably be my next book. But I think a book that talks about, confessions from the floor, the things that cocktail waitresses or bartenders deal with in the industry, bring it to light. If you want like some juicy stuff, I feel like that would be a good read as well. So just kind of that. But what I'm working on more so is, like I said, reform of the service industry. So I want to offer like workshops to the financial or to service industry people in that way, and to teach them through that sense. So I don't know if it's going to be more books, but definitely more workshops is what I'm working on.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like it's such an undervalued approach, or undervalued part of being in the service industry is just not knowing your shit.
But making so much, that's what's crazy, is you're making like $80,000 and you don't have anything. People
would take work because you're young and you're making more money than you expected, and you put that as a priority over education, over going to school. You may even drop out, whatever. Absolutely. Especially if you get to the bartending position. Having that workshop, I think, would be phenomenal for so many businesses.
Yeah,
wow.
So my undergrad actually took me 7 years.
Good for you. 7 years.
I know.
You took your time. There's no rush. It's not going anywhere. We're all still here.
It's typically 4 years, but I was in the industry. 18 years old, I started in the industry, started school, and you can't balance both of them. Like, you have to prioritize one of them, and obviously work, which was paying me way more money than if I were to go to school and get a corporate job. So it didn't make sense. And, it took me a long time. I took a gap year. And in that gap year, I was working with these lovely cocktail waitresses. And I was like, oh no, I need to go back. And I'm so much more than this. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And then came back and killed it. Got straight A's ever since I came back from that gap year.
Were you always good in school?
In high school, yes. College was a rude awakening.
Was it?
You have to try.
You didn't have to try in high school?
I just depended on my Asianness. It just always got me.
What was your go-to subject?
Math, history.
I was going to say math, but I didn't want to assume math and have it get canceled or something like that. I just wanted to make sure. But yes,
No,
I
math
get that.
for sure. Obviously, financial literacy.
Clearly.
Tax strategy. I love it.
I'll tell you what I like about you. There are a lot of things I like about you, especially the more I get to know you.
Aw.
What I like about you especially is when I first reached out to you probably about a month ago, I DM'd you. I was really just like a one-man show of, this BigHead podcast here. But since then, I've grown the team to a couple more team members here.
I saw that. Julia, I saw her that one.
Julie,
yeah.
Julie's fantastic. She's been a huge part of this. Brandon's a fantastic writer who you met out there. And then Garrett's a rock star, of course, as well. But I'll gladly admit, I definitely dropped the ball in regards to reaching back out to you in a timely manner because I was just I had so much on my shoulders. But what I liked about this is you reached back out to me and you're like, hey, I'm still interested. Are you still interested? When are you going to do this? And I like that you have that mentality, like that mindset of like, I want it. I'm going to go get it. I have this book. I want to get it out there. I want to get it in front of the people. I want to take advantage of every opportunity that's out there. And you're not shy about it. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's funny. I'm doing this panel on Thursday and downtown at this jazz spot. You're gonna have to look on my Instagram to know exactly where it's at.
You don't know where it is?
I don't know where it's at.
Jazz spot downtown.
Jazz bar. They serve hookah. So
nice.
The
Do you enjoy
boys,
hookah?
I'd love hookah.
Good.
But the boys I'm doing it with, the other authors, they were like, they made this content post and it's like, are you tired of cold calling? Like, come here and like learn how to market. And in my head, I'm like, I'm never tired of cold calling.
Yeah,
like
that?
I love cold calling. I'll DM podcasts every day, even if I get the no's. I think it builds character, builds resilience. So I don't know. I don't mind double reaching out and following up. I know people are busy. It's not personal. I don't think anything of it.
Are you prepared for this panel? Do you know what you're going to talk about?
The same thing I always talk about.
You're just going to reiterate exactly the same things over and over again?
For the most part, yes.
Do you get nervous talking in front of people?
I do, but I mean, I'm more of a, what else am I going to do? Just go through it kind of thing. So
just power through it.
Just power through it. Exposure therapy is like my favorite thing.
Exposure therapy. That's another shirt right there. There it is.
Definitely builds character.
Absolutely does. So looking at your social media, because obviously like I said, we did research on you. We checked you out. There are three things, the majority that I see, and I said this on the Instagram today, but it's definitely your book. It's dancing, building your brand, and I guess bowling too. You're an excellent bowler.
Oh, thank you so much.
Do you spin the ball or you just go straight?
I'm a straight bowler. I'm a very, very straight bowler. Like I can, on the gutter line, you'll see it and it won't even go. And you'll just be like, how does she do that?
What's your high score?
Ooh. I haven't hit 200 yet. I think like 193 is my highest.
That's impressive.
200 is my goal.
You've never hit 200?
I haven't hit 200
I haven't
yet.
hit 200 either. I worked at a bowling alley and I never hit 200. I worked at a bowling alley for like 10 years. I never hit 200.
I was a captain in high school of the bowling team, so that's
Really?
kind of where it started. I didn't want to take PE for the year two. If you do a sport, you don't have to take PE. So I did bowling, and then 3 years after, I was the captain, and I had fun. It was good.
Did you have your own ball?
Of course. I have it in the car right now if you want to go.
I think, Garrett, again, after we do the voiceover reading for her book, we're all going to go bowling. We're going to go to Red Rock. Is that where you go?
Yes, Red Rock usually. It's expensive, but it's just convenient. So South Point's good too. Suncoast are good lanes. But yeah, my ball's all leopard, like the whole thing.
That's incredible. I thought you were joking about that, but that sounds awesome. We're gonna need to see this ball before you leave today. I see that you're also working on building like your personal brand. And you're very authentic which is absolutely the way to go. What are you finding works for you when you're putting yourself out there on social media? What works for the Dana June personal brand?
So what I've noticed is that my followers like my face. Like that's what I've noticed. It's I started my Instagram to post my dance videos just so everyone could see it instead of me sending to like 15 people every week. And then I got more love on the stuff with my face. So then I just started incorporating the things I needed with the stuff of my face.
You're working with the tools that God gave. That sounds fantastic.
I'm just listening to the feedback and, adapting based on that. So I still want to push my book. And obviously some people don't want to be like sold to. So if I can kind of just, throw in a little bikini picture in there as well.
Listen, if it gets the likes, it gets the shares. God bless. And honestly, 65% of our listeners are males between the ages of 25 and 55. So I have a feeling this is going to be one of our biggest episodes ever, especially on YouTube. But just talking about you personally, and not in a sexual way, but what turns you on? What gets your attention? What engages you from other people?
I would say their mindset and their self-awareness, maybe, and also their commitment to evolving, like those kind of things. I'm a very like internal soul kind of person, nothing really like physical, but just when I see somebody that wants more for themselves, because I kind of am like that too. So somebody that wants to help other people. So I just kind of want to keep my circle around people that kind of have that share that kind of mentality as well.
Are you married?
No.
No, married? Not married?
No.
Single? Dating?
I am dating.
How's that going?
I have a lovely boyfriend. Shout out my boyfriend.
Shout out the boyfriend.
So it's funny. I don't post him on social media. So a lot of people think that either one, I don't take it seriously, or that, he's just a loser. But it's actually, on the contrary, I value my relationship very much. That's why I don't post it on social media, to not get any unnecessary evil eye or comments in that. So yeah, it's just a private part. But yeah, very happy.
Honestly, it seems like the healthiest relationships are the ones you don't post about. And again, not everybody needs to know every aspect of your life.
See, what you said, you go on my page and you know exactly what I'm posting. I don't want to stray from that. And I think that that's what keeps me focused on social media too, knowing that like I don't have to post something super personal or something off brand as well. If I just treat it like a brand, then I don't have that negative impact that social media can have, especially on girls.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Well said. You have a lot of gems that you drop. You dropped another one on another podcast that you did. It was you were on, I forgot what podcast it was, but you said if you're something along the lines of if you're loyal to your diet, you're loyal in life.
Yeah.
I'm kind of paraphrasing that, but you elaborate on that.
Loyalty is a personality trait. So if you are a loyal person is a loyal person is a loyal person. If you're loyal, if you cheat on your diet, you're more likely to cheat in your relationship. That's what it is. Nice. So it's not like, oh yeah, you're going to, but it's just you have that mentality to take shortcuts. If you are taking shortcuts in your diet or at work, in golf, something I've noticed too, a lot of businessmen, they say that you go golfing with other businessmen to see how they are, to see if they're truthful. Because if you're going to cheat in a stupid game like this, what are you going to do in business as far as ethics? So I do think it's a personality trait. And I've had a conversation like, do you think rich people can cheat? And I was like, loyalty is not a rich or poor trait.
Who said that?
Well, because, like basketball players and football players, they kind of get the leeway because they are rich. But I was like, no, I don't think so.
Before we wrap up, what's just a general Las Vegas, since you are the queen of financial literacy, I'm coming to you with all of my financial questions, even though that's not what the book is about. But what's a Vegas money trap that you see all the time that maybe or maybe not isn't related to the service industry, but just in Vegas in general that you try to avoid?
I would say that instant gratification and that treating yourself. So we can say the $7 Starbucks. We can say the Uber Eats that you order, just those like small little things that build up over time and build habits. I think we need to be aware of those things and understand why we're getting those, understand that we're chasing a dopamine hit and finding other things that create that dopamine hit. As of right now, my biggest dopamine hit is being on the couch. Like as soon as I get in that couch, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This is it. This is the one. This is a real good hit.
Garrett, did you hear that, by the way? Garrett walked in the office today with like a $15 coffee drink from Dutch Bros.
No.
Okay. I don't know about 15.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You cut deep. I heard Garrett moan over there of disagreement. It's okay. We're all friends here.
Yeah, we're not ashamed.
We're not ashamed of our dopamine hits.
I keep track of my finances.
Good. That's good. That's all within reason. Balance it.
So other than writing your next book or putting that towards and working on your business and bowling almost 300s, what else are you doing with your free time?
So right now I am working on the workshops. I'm just going to give a snippet of how I want it to be. I want the workshops to be free. Ideally, I want it to be for service industry peoples, because if my goal is to educate them, I'm not really trying to sell them on something, but I need to obviously make money in that sense. So I'm looking for sponsors, and I'm asking people, banks, people that would care, directors, any of my mentors that I've had to maybe buy a bulk load of the books, and then in the workshop it would be for free, and then you just get a book as well. So that's my March goal. That's what I'm
Love
working
that.
on.
Well, boys and girls, especially if you're in the service industry, please make sure to check out How to Cocktale, a money manifesto for the service industry by Dana June. Hold that book cover up so we all know what it looks like. Can I buy one today and have you?
No, you can't buy one. I'm going to give you one.
Okay. Well, I want it inscribed.
And I got your little thank you note with it too. So.
Oh, thank you. Did you write thank you notes for every purchase?
So far I have, yes. Wow. So far I have. So
not only do you get a book, it may be free shipping, you also get a little thank you note from the author herself. This is awesome. Dana, thank you so much for coming on. Let me see if I can find this outro music real quick. Do you have any last minute questions, Garrett, for our girl Dana?
No, it was just an honor to have
It was an honor to have Dana June.
It was great to learn more about what it's like being an author.
It was an honor to be Garrett's first guest too.
Yes, yes, you were his first. That's fantastic. I'm ready to get back in the service industry. I don't know about you.
I'm not.
Okay. Well, new episodes every week on HeyBigHead.com. We'll see you then.